The latest on the crash of Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302, a Boeing 737 MAX 8. Britain, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia and Oman banned all Boeing 737 MAX 8 planes from their airspaces on Tuesday, 2 days after 157 people were killed on such a plane during a flight from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to Nairobi, Kenya. At least 27 airlines have now grounded the MAX 8, which has crashed twice in 5 months. Boeing stands by the airworthiness of the jet, but it said it planned to issue a software update and was working on changes to its flight controls and training guidelines. Read about how the airplane maker is dealing with the fallout from the crash. Investigators from the United States and elsewhere have arrived at the Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 crash site. Much of the investigation will focus on the so-called black boxes, voice and data recorders that were recovered on Monday. As the list of airlines taking their 737 MAX 8 aircraft out of service continued to grow, Britain, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia and Oman joined China and Indonesia in suspending all use of the plane. The UK Civil Aviation Authority, the British counterpart to the Federal Aviation Administration of the United States, said that it had, as a precautionary measure on the MAX 8, issued instructions to stop any commercial passenger flights from any operator arriving, departing or overflying UK airspace. The agency said its decision affected at least 5 737 MAX 8s that have been registered and are operating in the country. The decision affected TUI Group, a British-German holiday tour company that operates the affected planes. The company, which flies vacationers on package holidays in the Mediterranean, could not immediately confirm how many flights or passengers would be affected. The British decision also affected Norwegian Airlines, which said it would stop flying its 18 MAX 8s until further notice. Norwegian, which uses MAX 8s between East Coast American cities and Western Europe, acknowledged that the suspension would lead to flight delays and cancellations. Singapore's decision will affect Silk Air, a Singapore-based airline with 6 of the planes, and 4 other airlines that operate the aircraft in the country. After Silk Air grounded its planes, Fiji Airways was the only carrier still operating the aircraft in Australia. Fiji Airways said on Tuesday, before Australia's announcement, that it intended to continue flying its 2 planes and had full confidence in their safety, according to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Also on Tuesday, Eastar Jet of South Korea grounded its 2 MAX 8 jets. In the days since the crash, many airlines have opted to ground the planes out of caution. 4 additional airlines, Aeromexico, Aerolíneas Argentinas, GOL of Brazil, Miat Mongolian Airlines and Royal Air Maroc of Morocco, took the planes out of service on Monday, bringing the worldwide total to 25. At least 18 airlines were still flying the jet on Monday, including Southwest Airlines, American Airlines and Air Canada. Grounding a fleet because of technical problems is rare. The FAA hasn't done it in the United States since 2013, when a problem with the Boeing 787's battery system was discovered. Boeing is negotiating with the Federal Aviation Administration over improvements to its 737 MAX 8 after the aircraft's second crash in 5 months, though both the government and company insist the plane is safe to fly as is. Since October, when a MAX 8 belonging to the budget airline Lion Air crashed in Indonesia soon after takeoff, killing all 189 people on board, Boeing has been working on changes to the flight control systems of the aircraft. The company has also been updating its training guidelines and manuals so that airlines can teach their pilots to fly the planes more safely and easily. After the crash of Lion Air Flight 610, concerns arose about the aircraft's flight control systems. The main changes now being developed to those systems include limiting how much the plane's computers can automatically pull down the nose of the plane if sensors detect a stall. The concern after the Lion Air crash was that erroneous readings from poorly maintained sensors in the nose of the plane might have fooled the automatic systems into detecting that the plane was traveling sharply upward and in danger of stalling, when it was actually in level flight. The automatic systems may then have forced the nose down significantly, sending the plane into a steep dive into the ocean. Boeing issued a statement late Monday saying that since the Lion Air crash, the company had been developing a flight control software enhancement for the 737 MAX, designed to make an already safe aircraft even safer. According to the company, it has been working with the FAA to roll out the software updates across the 737 MAX fleet in the coming weeks. The flight data and cockpit voice recorders of Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 were recovered on Monday, but the process of extracting the data contained within the so-called black boxes could be lengthy, experts cautioned. The two recorders will need to be taken to a specialized center to read their data, said Lynette Dre, an aviation expert and senior research associate at University College London. If the boxes are intact, then they will be able to take the data off them and look at it immediately, Dr. Dre said. American investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board were at the crash site near Bishoftu, Ethiopia, on Monday. In a Twitter post, the FAA said, "We are collecting data and keeping in contact with international civil aviation authorities as information becomes available." More than 130 planes have been grounded worldwide in recent days, but there are hundreds more that have been ordered from Boeing, whose fates are now less certain.